needs list first and be honest with what you really need to have in your house. 2-car garage, got to have that. I got to be within so many miles of UT, whatever it is. Put your needs down first because it helps in our process of elimination. Then your wants, and that would be, oh, it would be nice to have. Okay, that's the question. No, it would be nice to have trees. It'd be nice to have this. It'd be nice to have that. Okay, nice to have. Then start picturing your house. It'd be nice to have an island kitchen with a breakfast bar and high voltage ceilings and can lights like we have in here. Okay. All right. So needs and wants. Wants is it would be nice to. Nice to. It would be nice. And what we do as realtors is try to accomplish many of the needs and a few of the nice to's, or if not all the nice to's. Okay. And the world of real estate is a matter of compromise. There's all kinds of compromises that are made, but usually you'll find that you forgot what you compromised on once you're in that home. Believe me, there is nothing like having that first night when you wake up in your brand new or the home that you call home. Nothing like it when you get into it. To discuss your timing. That's really an important factor. Is your timing. When do you? Okay, one of the things that's important is that people say, well, I just got to sign a year lease. I said, are you going to build a home? They say, well, we're going to build a home, yeah. Well, you just signed a 1-year lease. You're going to probably need to get with me in the next 2 or 3 months. Because why? Because it's going to take you a month or two to find the house. And guess what? It's taking 6, 8, 9 months to build a house, depending on how big it is and depending on the builder that you use. Okay? So if you're going to be building, you want to start at least 6 months to 8 months out before, so that gives you a month or two to find the right neighborhood, the right builder, and then it gives you them 6 months to build it. So you're talking about a longer time frame than what you probably were thinking about. If you're going to buy a resale home, one that's already existing, or a speculative home, which could be a great deal from a builder, you still want to plan about 90 days out. It gives you 30 days to buy the house, and it gives you 60 days to go through the process and close on it. Okay? So the time frame goes out a little bit longer. Also, the biggest thing about, especially with mortgages and with with you as a real estate investment, how long do you plan on keeping the house? The real estate is a medium to long-term investment. Okay? In other words, you're going to do well if you hold it on for 4, 5, 7 years, 10 years. You're going to do great. No, I mean, mark my word, you're going to do great. If you're planning on moving in a year or two and not keeping that property, maybe it's a year and a half, you're probably not a real good candidate to buy a home because it'll cost you too much to buy it, too much in closing costs, and then too much to sell it. Okay? So keep in mind that real estate usually is a medium to long-term investment. So it also affects what kind of mortgage you get. You want to discuss your finances. And when I discuss this, if husband and wife, okay, and you can have, if you're discussing it with yourself because you're single, that's fine too. But you want to go through your finances. Where am I sitting? And that oftentimes you get with your accountant or whoever. But you really want to see where you're at, because you'd be surprised how little it does take to get into a home if that's the route you want to go. And then there's all kinds of benefits for putting a lot more money down. Okay, I had a lady that bought a house. She sold her. Okay, she's an IBM. She works at IBM. She sold her IBM stock at 140 last summer. She turned around and took that money. And of course, IBM stock went, the October thing. She took that money and she bought a piece of real estate in Millwood. She put that 20% down. That would have not have been, the 20% down wouldn't have existed if she hadn't taken it out at the time. And then she put 20% down on that house, and that house she got a great deal on. She only paid $212,000 for it, and it appraised at $235,000. Now, did she do all right? Okay, so look at your finances. Okay, finally, look at your credit. Okay, Kenton and Dominic will run your credit at no charge. Okay, they can they'll get you your credit score, and then we have credit repair people. Their job is to get that FICO score up, and FICOs are ruling the roost right now. Next thing is consult, and this is cool because I have GoToMeeting. You know what that is? Where you actually get on the computer and you're talking. I've been selling homes and taking people through tours of neighborhoods and different listings through a GoToMeeting. In other words, we don't even sit together. We look at each other's computer, and they look at their computer, and I look at my computer. We have a computer meeting. Okay, it saves on gas, saves on time, but most of the times we're going to meet face-to-face and do a one-on-one meeting and discuss and consult. And consultation is the key, because most realtors and lenders are perceived as what? Salesmen. Okay, but once you get past a certain amount of years in the business, you raise the level to professionalism like a lawyer, doctor, and you get to the level of consultation. And what consultation is, asking questions and letting the client answer the questions, and then coming back with reasonable alternatives. Just like when you go to the doctor. What does the doctor do when you walk into the doctor's office? He asks you questions. Where does it hurt? How have you been feeling? You know, it's a, you know, okay, and what does your CPA do? He asks you questions, okay? So you don't want to look for a consultant, not a salesperson. And by the way, it's really important to know who the realtor represents, okay? Who does the on-site sales agent at the D.R. Horton community or the Wilshire community, who do they represent? They represent the builder. Okay, the sign that's sitting in the yard of a home that says for sale, who does that realtor represent? The seller. What's his responsibility? What's his duty? To get the seller the most money. So should you be dealing directly with the seller, seller's agent? Their job is to get them the best money. So what you really want to do is work with a buyer's agent. And what's funny about that is that the buyer's agent's commission is already worked into the sales price of every single new and resale home out there, except for sale by owners, and we still work with them. Okay? And that's what it's really important. If you buy a house and don't use your own representative, you have thrown away the fee that was already built into the sales price of the house for not having it, throw away that fee. It's gone. And you didn't get a better deal, you actually got a worse deal. Builders, for instance, always have more money that they call leave on the table, because they know there's going to be some negotiating involved on their sales price of the house. Okay? Sellers always have some money, they always price it a little higher than they're going to accept. Well, the seller's agent cannot tell you that they'll take less for the property. Okay? We talked about this, Will, and we're out there and go, what do you think they'll take? My job is to use, as a buyer's agent, is to find out any little thing that I can find out about the property that will get my client a better deal on the property. Okay? And that means if I go to the closet and I see all men's clothes and then nothing on this side, I go, wow, there might have been a divorce here. This might be a desperate sale time to get. Okay, they're going to take a good deal. You know, you know what I'm talking about. My job as a buyer's agent is to represent you guys. So just make sure that you have your own representation when buying a house, okay? That's probably the most important thing in this, because I see so many people that say, oh yeah, I bought from the builder and I got such a good deal. And I said, oh, you paid what for it? And it was too late. They already bought it, okay? Most agents represented the seller, and it's best to find a buyer's agent, okay?